Hello, this is Frank. I'm at the Winston Graham Historical Fiction Prizes. I've managed to buttonhole a couple of the judges. I've got Wyl Menmuir and Patrick Gale here with me.
Hello, it's lovely to be here with you too, Frank.
Lovely to be here.
Can I ask you initially, Wyl, what is it like to be a judge of a literary prize?
So I've never been a judge of a literary prize before, and I was quite nervous, if I'm honest, to do this because I hadn't done it before. Didn't know what it would involve. I wasn't sure whether it would involve fisticuffs or whether it was going to be all happy clappy and everyone hugging each other, and it was somewhere in between. I've loved it. I've absolutely loved it. Loved reading the books. Loved discussing them with the other judges. And it was, I think someone described it to me, the judges' meeting, as being a little bit like the best book club you've ever been in. It felt like that to me.
And what about you, Patrick?
Well, I have judged a prize before. I judged the Costa Novel Prize, for which I had to read between 75 and 100 novels. So simply reading a handful like this was a joy. And like most novelists, I'm under constant pressure to read so-and-so's latest book. And it gave me a lovely excuse. For 6 weeks, I could just say, no, sorry, I'm doing the Winston Graham Prize. And the actual judging process was fascinating, really fascinating. As Wyl says, it was like a really good book group. But it was also extremely hard because all the books on the shortlist are so good. They're all there for a reason.
And so you can definitely stand by the winner. You're quite comfortable.
Well, it was a really, really difficult process. As Patrick says, I think I saw across the judges people changing their minds about...
Well, I did.
Yeah.
But interestingly, both Wyl and I won't say what the titles are, but we put the same two books first equal, which we're not allowed to do. And I think Wyl put them in one order and I put them in the other, and then I flipped.
Well, and I flipped a few times. It really was tough because each of these books is so different from one another. They've all got wonderful strengths. And so it's almost picking between different sorts of fruit. It's not like picking a variety of apple. I found it incredibly tough.
So now you've got a consideration of what it's like to be a judge. How are you going to approach awards and things like that as an author going forward?
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a difficult question. I don't think I approach awards in any way, shape or form. It's lovely to be nominated for an award. It's lovely to be given that award. But I don't think it's not one of those things that drives me as a writer. I think if it was, I think you always risk saying, oh, I missed out on that particular thing. And I don't think that's what writing is. I don't think it's a zero-sum game. I don't think it's not a win or lose thing. And I don't think there are any losers on this list at all. That's a really cliche thing to say, but I really believe it.
I always urge writers to say yes when they're asked to go and judge a fiction award at least once, because it then brings home to you just how subjective the whole process is. That it is, as somebody once said of the Booker Prize, it's posh bingo. If you happen to have the wrong judges for your book, it won't stand a chance, and it's no reflection on the book. So there we go. But I really enjoy the process, and it's reminded me how subjective prizes are.
So if in the future there was a Patrick Gale Literary Prize, what would you be looking to award that for?
Oh, it would have to be for very accurate depiction of horticulture, I think. I think it's always the way with novelists. If you know a bit about something, it makes you very cross when it's not written about accurately. So yeah, I'd be giving prizes for good writing about gardening and beekeeping and cookery. I think those three. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not winning that then because I know almost nothing about horticulture. I know very little.
You're building a boat.
I am building a boat. I think if I had a prize,
the Wyl Menmuir Prize for boat building depiction.
For the depiction of sailing and boat building, it would be very niche. I think maybe only a couple of books would be up for this award. Maybe it's not a goer.
Well, I would certainly read that, and I'd follow that very closely. What do you both think of Winston Graham as an author? Obviously, this is his prize, so to speak.
Well, I think he was a great author and so prolific. He wrote books that you could just sort of sink into and live in, and I think so many people have enjoyed those books over decades and decades, and I've loved them myself. And Patrick, are you a fan?
I am. Yeah, I am of an age to have grown up with the first series of Poldark. I remember that very, very well. And the way that actress used to say, "Oh, Russ." But I always remind people that, of course, there's another Winston Graham novel which was adapted for the screen by Alfred Hitchcock, which is Marnie, which nobody reads anymore. But I think it's a rather brilliant book and much better than the Hitchcock film. So, no, I'm a big fan, and I get very upset by the artificial division between commercial fiction and literary fiction, and I think Winston Graham is a very good example of somebody who was both. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully this prize can bring to public attention some more wonderful writing, and I thank you both for judging and making the effort. Thank you.
It's been a delight.
Yeah, thank you.